Chandragupta unites much of India. His grandson does an even better job of expanding it. Um, and it's really under Ashoka, who reigns from 268 to 231 BC, that the Mauryan Empire reaches its height, its zenith. If you take a look at the map, his lands comprise the entirety of almost the entire subcontinent of India, only missing the southern tip of the peninsula. And one of the ways he got there, if you compare this map to the map of his grandfather, there's another area that was missing. It's an area that is known as Kalinga. And in 261 BC, he wages the dynasty's last major military campaign against that kingdom. And it's a pretty gruesome operation. The Mayurans are victorious, but at a huge price. Probably 100,000 soldiers die in battle, size of Roanoke. Maybe many more after that. 150,000 people are relocated from their homes. And after this is done, Ashoka issues what's known as the Kalinga Edict. The way it's presented is he kind of comes to a realization that he had done something that was a big deal and bad. And in this edict, what he does is he renounces his brutal ways. He says he is sorry for all the suffering that he causes and claims that he recognizes that he rules a country of lots of different religions and cultures. There's a couple of different ways to look at this. One, maybe he really does feel that remorse. Another is this might be a political way to create some healing after years of warfare and incorporate other types of people into the kingdom. His followers and he are a patron of Buddha. And the Kalinga campaign really kind of, here we see a fusion of religion and political power that redoubles his devotion to Buddhism. And that probably, in many ways, informed his peaceful edict. He builds something that come to be known as stupas, dome monuments. They mark the burial site of relics of the Buddha. And he also establishes lots of different edicts. I'm going to link some here, and I'd love for you to take a look at them. They're carved in stone walls or boulders all over his kingdom. They're inscribed in local languages, most of them also in Sanskrit, but also Greek and Aramaic. The administrative language of the Persians is Aramaic, by the way. And in these edicts, he claims to rule over all of his subjects according to a concept of dharma, a set of moral regulations that apply to everyone, including Brahmins, Buddhists, members of all different religious sects, even to the Greeks. And this becomes a concept for all religious schools basing themselves in Southeast Asia, irrespective of faith. It's kind of a encompassing moral code for everyone. And this is kind of the unifying symbol that Ashoka uses, dharma. He wants all people to consider themselves his subjects. He wants them to respect him patriarchally, to conform to the code of morals that he establishes, starting with the number one precept that people of different religions or ideologies should get along with each other. Other things we see in these edicts are social welfare programs, detail what dharma is, and how things like being kind to each other, if there are any Bill and Ted fans out there, being excellent to each other, proper treatment of prisoners, respect for animal life, how all of those things are significant. And according to these edicts, again created by Ashoka himself, so we got to wonder about it, the welfare of his subjects, both humans and animals, and people beyond his border is kind of top-notch. There's discussion of the spread of medical treatments, of improving roadside facilities for better travel and trade, in establishing what are called to as kind of officers of the faith throughout the territories, to make sure that people are living well. He bans large-scale sacrifices of cattle as a detriment to agriculture. At the same time, he points to his army and says, everybody beyond my borders, make sure that you don't fight us. And the most famous monument is an edict pillar that he erects in Sarnath at a place called the Deer Garden, where Buddha was said to have given his first sermon. It's got 4 lions facing 4 different directions beneath the 4 lions are 4 wheels representing universal rule. One of those wheels is in India's state flag today. They're separated by a bull, a horse, an elephant, and a lion, which is weird because lions weren't found there, but they were a symbol of Persian royal authority. And what he's doing here is kind of pointing to the cardinal directions, incorporating all sorts of different things, and saying, you are all now part of this empire. Okay, so with that said, we are real quickly going to just, in the very last slide, think about what I want you to do for preparation for the next class.